Whoever raised his hand first, I think the brother in the back. Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah, my question is, if you are in an office and you know how it can be a little intimidating trying to make wudu, can you pray with your shoes on? Say you wash your feet and everything and you don't take
Yeah, I get your question.
Okay.
I think this is a very good question because we all are facing this. At the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used not to have exactly the kind of shoes we have and the socks we have. They used to have something called khuf, and the khuf is made of leather, okay? And you, according to Islam, are allowed after you take wudu, while you are in a state of wudu, without voiding your wudu, if you wear your socks and or your shoes, you understand? You can pray on them. When you renew your wudu, you do it by wiping above your socks or the shoes, whatever you're going to use to pray with. Don't wipe over your shoes and take it off. If you want to take it off because you're going to pray in the masjid, take off the shoes, wipe on the socks and pray on the socks. Okay? While doing the wiping over the shoes, you are allowed to do that if you are not traveling a whole day. 5 salat. From Fajr to the following Fajr. The following Fajr we change. But if you are traveling, you're going from here to Nigeria, and may take you 2-3 days to go there, you can wipe for 3 days. Maximum is 3 days while you are on a journey, and 1 day while you are locally residents, inshallah. The second question.
This concept of khushu in Salat, many times you pray and you feel, I didn't really concentrate very well. So what are the things you could do to help you to increase? I mean, sometimes you hear a lecture, they say, do this. They do it for a few days. And after a few days, it just dies down, and then your Salat becomes ordinary Salat again.
Yes.
And then the second part of it is, how can you achieve that just related to an office environment? You're at the office and you're in a meeting, but you say, I need to go and pray Salat. You have just 5 minutes. So you just pray your Salat, like the McDonald's example. Pray Salat quickly and get back. And what can you do to have that?
Yes. First of all, when it comes to khushu', this varies and it depends on the person himself. But try to get yourself free from things that occupy your mind. For example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us to eat Asha before praying Isha. When you go home and you're hungry, and you're at the time of Isha, should I pray Isha first or eat my dinner first? No, eat your dinner first. Satisfy yourself. Relax, then go do the salah. One of the things that also help you for khushu' is to understand the meaning of what you are saying. You have to understand that even Surah Al-Fatiha, according to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is a dialogue between you and Allah. You are talking to Allah and you have to expect a response from Allah. When you say Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say Hamadani Abdi. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Athna alayya Abdi. Malik Yawmiddin. Everything you say, Allah respond to you. So give a chance to Allah to respond. Just imagine that you are saying and you are waiting for the response of Allah. And understanding the verses that you are reciting from the Quran, that will help you for the khushu'. And think about the meaning of what you are saying. Sometimes, brothers here, you go to pray. And you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the straight path. For example, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. You ask Him, and He give you the direction, then you refuse to take it. By doing what you did before the salah, after the salah. You stop in a gas station, and you ask for a direction, and the guy said, go left, go right, you be there. You say, okay. You put the direction, and you keep wondering, hopefully you may arrive. This is the problem. If you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, basically you ask Allah to keep you steadfast on the religion of Islam, to show you the right way. And Allah showed you all the right ways. Don't finish the salah and go meet your girlfriend. Don't finish the salah and go sell alcohol. Don't finish the salah and go flirt with someone. Because you ask Allah direction, Allah gave you the direction, follow the direction. That will help some for the khushu', and that topic will take like another speech, inshallah. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
What are some of the ways you can entice your kids to always pray?
You pray with them. That's the best way to do it. Take them with you to the masjid. Ask them always to pray. One time, I had 8 kids myself, and they gave me very hard time for salat. Serious. And one time, I put a sign when they were young over the refrigerator, and the sign said, "Did you pray?" And they said, "Why you put it here?" I told him, because the one who's feeding you wants you to pray before you eat. If you don't pray, you are taking something that doesn't belong to you. And believe me, that worked for a long time until they understood the trick. Thank you. After this one, we're going to move to the sisters, inshallah. Yes, that's the last one here.
For morning prayer, Fajr, when you did not pray right on time, maybe before the sunrise, and I was told that when you didn't do it at that time, you can let it go for the day, go with the other prayers, and the next morning, before the other Fajr, you can make that one.
There is a hadith to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that whoever slept or forget the salah, he has to do it immediately when he remember. There is no compensation for the salah other than that. This is the best to do it is as soon as possible, because you do not know if you miss it, you're going to live till next morning or not. As soon as you remember it, and in a state of forgetfulness, if you die, Allah is not going to ask you. You forgot. He made you forget. Okay? But if you remember, you are questioned. So as soon as you remember, do it, inshallah. The sister. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
My question is, I have a 16-year-old son who is the youngest one at home, and he's my mom. He leads prayer with me at home. But sometimes, because he's young, I question him leading the prayer. And sometimes I just tell him, don't worry, say your prayer, say mine.
I get your message. There are many hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. First, they indicate that the man leads the salah if they are women. Okay. Number 2, at the age 16, according to Islam, he is an adult. And adulthood in Islam is reaching the age of 15 or reaching the puberty, whichever comes first. So if the puberty happened while he was 12 or 13, he, according to Islam, is a man. Okay? So pray with him, even if he was a child. Pray with him, and inshallah, if he's a child, you can be his imam, by the way. A woman can be the imam of children, and other woman, if he's a man, he can lead your salah, you and the rest of the family, inshallah. Okay? And doing it in jama'ah, brothers and sisters here, sometimes say, okay, you do it by yourself, I do it by myself. If you know how much of the reward you are missing, you will insist that he will do it in jama'ah. First of all, you encourage him by doing it with him. Because at that age, he needs someone to push him. That's number 1. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consider the jama'ah 2 or more. So you are in jama'ah, you and him. Number 3, you are getting, for praying by yourself, a full reward. You are getting 27 or 20 times that reward if you do it in jama'ah. So why you give up this reward? If someone say, I give you $1 or 29, which one you take? But Allah will give you actually more than that. Yes, sister. Alaykum salam.
I want to ask, when you miss your Fajr prayer,
Yes.
at the exact time that you woke up late, do you have to call Adhan before you make a prayer, or you just say the Ikama and just pray?
Okay, Adhan is required when you call the Adhan at the time of the Salah to inform others that now the time of the previous Salah is lapsed and this is the beginning of the time of this current Salah. Iqama is a Sunnah, not the Adhan. Okay? If you need to call the Adhan at the time of the Salah to inform your family that this is Dhuhr, this is Asr, this is Maghrib, this is Isha, if you miss the time, do not call the Adhan. and it's still optional to call the iqamah. Iqamah means you asking everybody to join you with the salah. And if you know that there is nobody there, you don't want to call the iqamah, it's still optional, inshallah.
This question I think probably applies to everyone or most people. So
Yes.
For example, you're praying and your mind keeps wandering off to whatever, and you pray the first salat and you forgot whether you prayed twice, say the second one or you're the third one or whatever. You stop. You started all over again, and then the same thing happens. So what do? Do you just leave?
This is in one salah. What if you are praying 5 salahs together? You know what I mean? Okay.
What do you do in this?
If you are thinking that did I do 3 or 4, consider 3 and stay on the safe side. If you're thinking that there are 4 or 5, you're okay, just finish like it is. Always give yourself the benefit of, give the salah the benefit of the doubt, so will be complete, not incomplete. However, sometimes you think you did 4 rak'ah, but you only did 2, because you were thinking, you were praying Dhuhr with Asr with Maghrib with Isha, you do not know how many actually you did. So try, concentration, try to first free your mind from things. Wudu actually give you that atmosphere, make you ready for the salah. Put yourself in a situation that's more spiritual. In your room, Rasulullah ﷺ said that the prayer of the woman in her dark room, you don't have to make it dark, means in her personal room is better than praying with me in my masjid. You see? The woman, not the men. Okay? And this is one of the things, sometimes we were talking about the woman's right. We said even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Allah gave them more rights than us and obligate the man more than the woman. The man, if you do not go and pray 5 times a day in the masjid, you are not doing perfect. Praying even in the best place but not in the masjid, you're still not doing it perfect. Praying it in the masjid, not in jama'ah, is not perfect. But if the woman does it in her home, she gets equal to the best reward that the man can make. So this is one of the things. When a man came to Rasulullah and told him, O Prophet of Allah, to whom I owe the most respect? من أحق الناس بحسن صحابتي؟ قال أمك. To whom I owe the most respect? He said, to your mother. Then the man asked again, then who? He said, then to your mother. If the man did not ask, that would be the end of the question, isn't it? Yeah. The man said, then who? He said, then to your mother. Then who? Number 4, he said, then to your father. So, after this, you think that Islam is not given enough rights to the woman? I think. And every female in Islam considered to be a woman. Whether you have kids or you don't. You are qualified for that. What if you do not have kids? Allah will reward you as if you had kids. Allah is so generous. It doesn't reduce anything from the kingdom of Allah, brothers and sisters. Allah is so generous. Rasulullah ﷺ said, لن يدخل الجنة أحد بعمله. قالوا ولا أنت يا رسول الله قال ولا أنا إلا أن يتغمدني الله برحمته. No one can achieve the Jannah by his or her own deeds. They said, even you, O Prophet of Allah. He said, even me, unless and until Allah covers my shortcoming by His mercy. Mercy. Someone can say, if we are not going to the Jannah by our deeds, why do we have to do? Why do we have to pray 5 times a day in the masjid? All this Islamic duty, brothers, is to enable you to be qualified for the mercy of Allah. Then when you qualify for the mercy, you get the Jannah by the mercy. Just like your child. You beg him to study. When he studies, you award him. You give him this, you give him that. If you score high in the high school, I will take you to Nigeria. I'll get you a nice car. If you go to the medical school, I'll do this, I'll do that. He's doing all of this for himself. not for you. And when you see him trying to listen to you, you give him all what you promised. Even what he's doing is not for you, is for himself. So when you see your child trying his best to follow you, trying his best to please you, you give him something that he does not deserve. If you, he's studying for himself. He goes to medical school for himself. He's gonna get a job as a doctor for himself. And later on they will call you mother-in-law when he gets married. You know what I mean? But you give him all what he wants because you see that he's trying. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala see us that we are trying, we get his mercy. And by his mercy, we get his Jannah, inshallah. Yes. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I just want your advice on praying in your car.
Praying in the car? Why do you have to pray in the car?
When you are at work.
No, please.
When you are at work and there's no place for you to pray.
Yes. She had a very good answer. As a Muslim woman, sometimes where you work in, there is no empty room, so she can go and bend and make ruku' and sujood. She doesn't want to do that in the front for the public. She did the right thing. If you can direct your car to the direction of the Kaaba and do your salat sitting in the car, will be accepted, inshallah. But if you are in a journey, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, because I see some of the brothers and sisters at the middle of the highways, they park their car and they pray, which is something very beautiful. But Islam is a lot easier than that. There is an easement that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made for you to gather Dhuhr and Asr together, Maghrib and Isha together. So let's say you are leaving your home at 1 o'clock, the time of Dhuhr. Pray Asr with it, then leave. Then when you come back after midnight, you can pray Isha and Maghrib with it. This is an exemption. This is not the habit. This is when you are in a journey. So you have already more than 10 hours to travel. Let's say you left in the morning, 10 o'clock, and you're going to be back by 6 o'clock. Fine. In the morning you prayed Fajr before you left. Then you're going to miss Dhuhr. You're not missing it because you're in a journey. Do it with Asr when you come home before Maghrib. You're okay. You see what I mean? So there are ways to gather Dhuhr and Asr. And besides that, you can even make them short because you are traveling. You can make Dhuhr 2 rak'ah, Asr 2 rak'ah, Maghrib 3 rak'ah, Isha 2 rak'ah, Fajr is still 2 rak'ah. Okay? Yes?
I have a question and a comment.
Yes, sir.
The first thing is the comment. I want to just comment on what the sister just said. If you are praying and you kept having some kind of thoughts.
Yes.
What I was told is that you just when you before you start the prayer, just say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Very good.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Yes.
Because you know that the thoughts that you are having comes from shaitan.
Yes.
To disturb you in your prayer.
Very good.
The second one I'm going to say, I ask you is that when you are traveling, like when you're on the airplane, is it okay to pray sitting down when you are on the journey?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And you can wipe in your socks or your shoes for 3 days while you're on the journey. Yes. هذا آخر سؤال.
This is the last question.
Last question. That's a special
Then
question.
you can ask me, inshallah, after the session outside, so maybe someone else. Okay, I'll take one of the sisters too. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I was actually told at the masjid that I attended Fresno that women are not allowed to have no polished pot because it actually invalidates that wudu. Is that true?
If it makes a layer that prevent the water from directly touching the nail, the actual nail, it's haram. It's not. But if there is some kind of covers, like some kind of a henna that the nail itself absorb it and give you the color that you want, that would be the best for the Muslim woman. But having a layer to separate between the water and the nail is not going to work. Yes. Yes, and like I say, this is the bottom line. If there is something that prevents the water from getting to the actual nail, is not good. Okay? But if there is anything that the nail can absorb and give you the color, will be the best, inshallah. And I think some kind of henna does that. You guys came from Africa, you know that more than me. I came from Africa too. I'm from North Africa, from Egypt. Thank you.
If you travel, I travel every week.
Yes.
So normally I've been told that you do 2 salats when you're on the road, but I'm only going like for 4 days at a time. So do I adhere to the time upon which where I arrive, or do I adhere to the 2 salats, or do I adhere upon the time from where I came from?
I really don't understand exactly what you want to say, but if you travel for 4 days, you could still gather the salat together, even if you are in that journey for 4 days. Most of the ulama say maximum 4 days, and it depends upon some other condition. But you could still do Dhuhr and Asr together, Maghrib and Isha together, as long as you are in the state of traveling, okay? And you can do 2 rak'ah, not full salah, inshallah. Yes?
The question I need to ask is this. You said something about praying about, Jama'ah, 2 or 3 persons. Is it possible that you can pray with your wife? Is that regarded as...
Yes, it is a Jama'ah. With your wife, with your sister, with your brother, with your son, as long as you're 2, and the female that's with you, it's one of your mahrams. She's your wife, she's your mom, she's your sister, she's your daughter, will be okay, inshallah. Or your aunt. Yes?
Sometimes I do travel too, and it might be for an extended period of time, like maybe you go every week. So the travel only takes, maybe I leave on Sunday, and wherever I'm going to, I get there on Sunday, but I'm there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
I mean, at that point in time, I'm in that city for 4 days. I don't think I'm traveling. No.
You're not in your home. You're not in your home, and Allah wants to make it easy on you. Okay? So you can put the 2 salat together and make every 4 rak'ah, 2 rak'ah, inshallah. Okay, thank you very much. I wish I can be with you more. I'm very happy and pleased to see my brothers from Africa, my brothers and sisters, and I hope, inshallah, that you can do that more often, not just once a year, maybe once a month. And I'm willing to meet anytime I can help. You guys can ask me, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Again, let's say Jazakumullah khairan. في الدنيا والآخرة. إن شاء الله تفضل.